Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, January 18th, 2013. Well, the situation in southern Algeria at the British Petroleum gas plant there is beginning to look a little bit like the action in Moscow several years ago when the Russians pumped in some sort of nerve gas in order to disable the hostage takers as well as about 200 people they were holding hostage. It seems as if the Algerian military, in fact, attacked the militants who held as many as several hundred hostages. And they attacked them yesterday, early in the morning, in response to a threat by the militants that they were going to blow up the facility. Apparently, it is confirmed that some 30 hostages have been killed and 11 militants have been killed. But according to British Prime Minister David Cameron, the military action at the plant is still ongoing. The Japanese are particularly outraged. It seems as if 4 Japanese nationals were killed. The Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe, cut short a visit to Indonesia to return to Tokyo. His government had summoned the Algerian ambassador in Tokyo into the government offices to ask what the heck was going on. The Japanese are saying, "We deeply regret the actions of the Algerian military." The Japanese said that the Algerians have said that troops had been forced to act after talks with the kidnappers failed because the fighters had threatened to blow up the gas plant. As we said, this is apparently still an ongoing military operation there, so nobody quite yet knows what's going on. Keep in mind that this facility is in about as remote an area as you can get. British Petroleum has chartered several planes from London that are now on the ground in Algeria, waiting to take whomever is alive home. The Boeing 787 investigation now is clearly focused on that lithium-ion battery. A Japanese investigator indicated that the most recent 787 incident earlier this week, when a plane in Japan made an emergency landing in Japan, that the battery on that seems now to have operated at a voltage above its design limit. It seems as well that when the Japanese and the American inspectors who are now on the scene began to look at the battery, they saw a blackened mass of wires and other components within a melted blue casing, which was remarkably similar to the scene that presented itself to investigators in Logan Airport in Boston a week earlier. It now seems, according to the investigator, if we compare the data from the latest case here and that in the U.S., we can pretty much figure out what happened. The battery is made by GS Yaosa Corporation, a Japanese-based company. It said it was helping with the investigation, but that the cause of the problem was officially unclear. It said the problem could be the battery, the power source, or the electronic system. If you're in London today, you know this next door, heavy snow there. Heathrow Airport is a mess. Trains have been canceled. It seems as if more than a foot of snow is expected in some parts of the country, and freezing conditions are expected over the weekend. Blizzard warnings are out. Most people made it into work this morning in London, but the ongoing blizzard apparently has forced people home already. If you're waiting for a flight coming from London, British Air has already advised people they can cancel on their own anytime Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because of the weather, and reschedule without any penalty. Specialist sports insurer SCA Promotions has said that it's going to sue Lance Armstrong for the return of $12 million in bonus money that they paid out for his multiple Tour de France wins. They paid out $7.5 million in 2004 when Armstrong won his 6th title. It seems as if SCA Promotions provided the coverage to a company called Tailwind Sports that owned the U.S. Postal Team for whom Armstrong rode. Tailwind Sports had purchased coverage to cover themselves in the event Armstrong kept winning Tours de France, in which case they owed him increasingly larger sums of money as bonuses. Well, he kept winning Tours de France and the insurer kept paying, but now as a result of his interview with Oprah Winfrey, he directly contravened statements he apparently made in a sworn deposition in which he said he did not engage in blood doping. So there'll be some stuff going on. The largest city in Australia, Sydney, posted its highest temperature ever yesterday. reaching 114.5 degrees. It's the highest temperature since 1939. There are now 80 fires blazing in the state of New South Wales. Australia's hot, dry climates are making bushfires a major risk in the southern part of the country. Former assistant Penn State football coach Jerry Sandusky, who was convicted last year of 45 counts of sexual abuse, has withdrawn coverage for defense costs. He was seeking a claim against his homeowners company, State Farm. He had argued in court that State Farm's homeowners insurance policy should be applied to cover his claims. State Farm said no. They finally agreed that it should not. There are some other things pending. There's a federal insurance company's argument that they're not obligated to cover Sandusky's legal defense costs because they provide the E&O coverage for his charity Second Mile. The judge had said that it's too early to tell on that, and they probably will be on the hook for that. We reported yesterday about the flooding in Jakarta, Indonesia. It's getting worse. Yesterday, 2 had been dead. Now it's up to 11. More rain is expected over the weekend. And as if the situation in England was not bad enough with the blizzard and the snow, they had a little earthquake. A 2.9 magnitude quake struck in the East Midlands. It was felt across Derbyshire, Leicestershire, and Nottinghamshire. One resident said it sounded like an underground train coming. Everything wobbled in my house, but nothing fell off the shelves. Wow, a lot going on. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. If not, have a good weekend, and we'll see you Monday.